Hi Stampers, I'm Nancy Novak from Stampin'shout.com. Welcome to day 2 of our stenciling tutorials. So I have 5 cards this week and 5 how-to videos, and it's showing you how to stencil. And I think you're going to love it, and I think you're really going to love today's card. It's a sunflower card. So I'm going to show you how to position the stencil, how to color it in, and give you a few tips and tricks, and we're going to make a beautiful, beautiful card. So I'm very excited. Invite your friends. You're not going to want to miss it. They're not going to want to miss it. Let's make a card. Hi Stampers, welcome to day 2 of Stamping with Stencils. So all this week I am going to be using Stampin' Up's Abundant Beauty masks. They're like stencils, they call them masks, same thing. And it's a set of 7, so you get snowflake stencils and leaf stencils and a little geometric shape stencil, and then 4 more, and these are all for creating the sunflowers, and this is the one we're going to use today. So we have the sunflower and leaves, and then the center of the sunflower. So let's get started. This is today's card. I love it, love it, love it, and it's so easy and fun to do. So I am using a Daffodil Delight card base, and I have 2 pieces of white for the inside. And on the front, I have an old olive mat and a stamping piece of white and a couple of scraps. So I'm going to bring in a scrap sheet here, and I'm going to bring in my white piece, and I'm just going to use some washi tape here to tack it down a little bit to keep it in place. And we're going to do it a little bit backwards from what I think is normally the way that these sunflowers are made. So I'm going to bring this stencil in. I'm going to start off with crumb cake. And here's my little sample here. And I am going to just do the circles first. So I got some crumb cake. And I'm going to do one there. Then I'm going to bring in the other stencil. This is another center, and I'm going to lay it over the ones that I just did, and I'm going to do it in a little bit darker color. I'll use the early espresso. But I like doing it this way because it's really easy to see that circle, and it's really easy to line up your stencil on it. So we have the centers all done. Now I'm going to bring in the pretty part. I'm going to bring in the sunflowers, and I'm going to bring in Daffodil Delight, and we're going to color in the flowers. So again, I like doing it this way because that circle is so big and bold. It's really easy to line up your stencils. You don't really have to worry about lining everything up perfectly. So this is the big flower, and I have a couple of big ones and small ones, and I'm just going to go ahead and start coloring them all in with my blender brush and with Daffodil Delight. So you can, either way, you can pick up ink and put it on your stamping block, or you can pick it up right from your stamp pad. So I'm just going to do it right from the stamp pad. So the only thing I want to mention is when you're doing it the way I'm doing it here, we didn't tack down our stencil sheet. So while you're doing each flower, you do have to hold the stencil in place. Okay, now I'm going to fill in the other spots, the white spots, with our leaf stencil, and I'm going to use Old Olive. So again, I'm just going to position it here and there and put some leaves on here. So I'm happy with that. I really like it. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it through the embossed brick, the exposed brick embossing folder, and give it some texture. It's really going to make it look pretty. So that's what it looks like so far. I wanted to mention that these are really easy to clean. All you need to do is you can run them under the water with a little paper towel, or you can use a baby wipe on them, and they clean up really quick and easy. So I'm also using the Sending Smiles stamp set and dies. So I'm going to bring in the stamp and a scrap piece. And I'm going to use espresso ink, and I'm going to stamp both sentiments, sending and sending sunshine to brighten your day. So this I'm now going to cut out with the die, which gives it the outline, and it looks really cool. Okay, so I have that done. And now we can put our card together. So, before I do that, I'm going to stamp on the inside real quick. So I'm going to bring back in that stencil and just do a flower on the smaller piece here. So now I can put it all together. So the inside I have 2 white pieces that I'm going to glue together. On the front I have my old olive matte and our pretty stamping piece, and then we're going to add our sentiments. Okay, it's all glued together. Now we can bring the sentiments in. So we've got the sending and sunshine to brighten your way. And I'm just going to cut this piece down a little bit. Now I'm going to cut the words and then lay them on the card. I'm going to bring in the mini dimensionals, and I'm going to pop the sentiment up. So now we just have to position the words where we want them. And I have a little twine bow. Actually, that's linen thread. And I made a little double bow. And I'm just going to put that right there on the card. And there is your sunflower card. Isn't that pretty? You know what? I'm going to add a few little embellishments on here too. So these are the rustic metallic dots. And I thought they'd look pretty on here. I'm supposed to do, I'm going to do a little tiny one up here. There. Trim up the little bow. So I hope you liked today's video. Come back tomorrow. We're going to do a fall card with the leaf stencil. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would be happy to help you. I'd love your business. And I will have all of the information for today's card on my blog, stampin'shout.blogspot.com. Remember to leave a comment. Comments are entered to win today's card. Invite your friends, and I will see you tomorrow at noon. Don't be shy. Stamp and shout.